anything in the middle here. I can only see from
You can see it. I can see it.
from the bottom. Really? Huh.
Yeah. It's not. It's so important.
Arriving to the show by car is pretty easy and efficient. We arrived at the Navy Marine Corps Memorial Stadium about 9 o'clock and took the shuttle bus that's provided, and we were in the queue by 9:30.
No, he wants your hand. Nope, my hand. My
Should have,
We get a band each day. We have 4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we get a new band every day.
You don't need a ticket. You are under 6, dude. You should go around. This band? Yep. Excuse us.
Swag.
Yeah.
All in.
Or his daddy trips over the sign that he prefers not to. Come on.
Arriving early is definitely the way to go. It was much less busy for the first hour or two, but the crowds picked up really fast.
Catamaran, 38 and a half feet actually. So
Oh, James, you can reach this handhold, can't you?
We had a really optimistic plan for what we were going to accomplish this weekend. Day 1, Saturday, we were going to visit basically all the catamarans in the show, except for maybe some of the larger of the production cats. But we really didn't get to maybe even half of them. Make sure you wear slip-on shoes, or at least ones that are easy to get on and off quickly, because you're going to have to take them off to get on every boat.
Look at all the little fish.
All those little things moving, they're tiny fish.
Oh, I can see them.
We had heard that the crowds typically get a little lighter at lunchtime. We didn't really find this to be the case. I think it actually just got busier after lunch. It seems like the afternoon was a lot more crowded than the morning hours, with the crowds progressively getting stronger and stronger through the day. Thanks to a combination of an offshore storm and a full moon, the tide was extremely high on Saturday. During some of the day, the water was just kind of washing over the vendor areas on shore, as you can see in these shots. Later in the day, as you'll see in a little while, the tide got really high and actually made it difficult to get around and even leave the show. There are a lot of sailboats on display at the show. So many, in fact, that you probably can't see all of them in 2 days if you're going to take a good look at each one. We could probably easily spend 20 to 30 minutes per boat. There were a handful of catamarans we just didn't get the chance to see, either because the lines are too long or we ran out of time, including the 2 Seawinds, the Katana, and the Outremer. The Outremer being a celebrity boat of La Vagabond.
See anything in the middle here. I can only see
You can see it. I can see it.
from the bottom.
No trampoline. By 2 p.m., we had worn out the patience of our 2 young kids.
Tide must
That and the tide had really started to come in. Some of these people up to knee-deep in the water. It was actually a little bit difficult to find our way out of the show. Several of the bridges had washed over, and even though they were walkable, we had our shoes and kids and really didn't feel like waiting.
So life rafts?
Here for 62 and no sales tax.
Yeah.
Except you can't get out this way either. Our first attempt to get out through the show tent didn't turn out too well. That's what we're trying to figure out. I think we're going to have to wade.
So you're actually over here. We had it wrong.
Our second attempt didn't turn out so well either. This guy down here is flagging everybody to turn around. Okay. Finally, with cranky family in tow behind, we find the way out. After some ice cream for the well-behaved kids and some adult beverages for the well-behaved adults, we headed back to our motorhome for the night to get some rest and eat dinner. A-18 Hornet. An insider tip: when we returned to the Memorial Stadium in the morning, we found that the motorhome that had parked next to us actually stayed there in the parking lot all night. So we could have saved ourselves $20 and some driving around if we had just stayed in the parking lot. Sunday was a lot less busy in the morning. The queue line was about maybe a third of the length that it was on Saturday. Although I'm not sure the show was all that much quieter in the morning. But it was fairly quiet like it was on Saturday for the first hour or so.
Wristband this morning? Say yes, please. Oops. All right.
Give it to mom, okay?
Here we go, Joe. Awesome, thank you.
So for Sunday, our second day at the show, we had planned to target monohulls. We've kind of selected out the center cockpits, since that's where we think we're going to go when we upgrade from our current sailboat.
You
want to look at this one? You don't look at oyster?
Despite what one of the salesmen had told us, there were quite a few center cockpit boats available. The first one that we visited was the Oyster.
No self-tacking jib, though. Did you want to try to get on the Katana now? It's going to be busy later.
We have to give a shout out to the folks representing Tartan. Their staff was by far the most friendly and welcoming that we met at the show. To go on to the next boat. So tell me about an aluminum hull versus GRP or...
It's for strength.
Let's walk around the deck first.
Take your picture. Nice. Solid rail around the back.
It's an air scoop. Those still had the two rear. Many of the boat vendors require that you remove backpacks or large purses and even leave them outside. And this foiled our plans to record the interiors of a lot of the boats because our cameras were attached to the shoulder of our backpacks. Some vendors like Wakias required you to visit their boats on their schedule rather than yours. As a result, we didn't get to see their boat.
Abby who? Abby normal.
Cats are down here. So.
They did, but they have like...
It's a huge trampoline.
Shoes off. You could definitely see as the price went up, so did the quality of the boat. It was all in the details, and the Ammo was probably the nicest of the boats that we saw inside. But I'm not sure that it would really justify the price for us. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe for updates and let us know in the comments what you thought of the show.